able to find some pictures of a lot of people that I met when I joined Our Markets Live, and a lot of people that joined with me back in 2017. And what I happened to realize is typically our call is focused on personal development. It has really nothing to do with trading or building or nothing like that. But it does have, I want to use the company as a comparison towards consistency, belief, and desire. And I know we talk about that oftentimes, but that's really the main key to anything that we want. Because no matter what the opportunity is, no matter what the goal is, no matter what the idea or what the business or the skill is, if you are literally not consistent, if you literally don't think about it day in and day out and really want something to birth from your thoughts, then you will never achieve what it is that you want. So I was looking at some old pictures, y'all, and I saw me, Riyadh, Chad, who else was there that's still here? Geo. Out of about 15 people in that picture, it was only the four of us remaining. And as I was sitting there thinking, I was like, man, it's becoming to a point where I see so many people quit on themselves that I really only believe in people after about 12 months. I really only believe, even it's either 12 to 15 months. I really don't take that person seriously about what they're saying to me verbally until I see them at least 12 to 15 months. Now, the thing is, if they become successful with before that time, that's because that person has dedicated their time. They've done the right activity. They followed the game plan. They followed the system. But have y'all ever personally or seen somebody that gets all excited or enthusiastic? They're like, hoorah, hoorah, and they want to tell the world about what it is that they're about to do or what it is that they just did or started in. And then a month later, 3 months later, 6 months later, you don't hear the hype anymore. You don't hear the stories anymore. You don't see the stories. You don't see the proof. Drop some ones in the chat box if you personally put yourself through that position one time. You were so excited about something, and then you just found yourself not being consistent no more. It can be, it don't even have to be business related. It could be joining the gym. It could be me personally working out. That was one of my weaknesses for a while. So, but the thing is, guys, now we're going to take that focus and put it into something that's going to create financial freedom, something that's going to create internal freedom, where we see so many people. How many of y'all have brought people into this organization and they're no longer here? Drop a one in the chat box if that's you. You've literally saw somebody get excited, get started, whether you brought them in or not. Y'all seen people join our organization and the entire company, and they get excited. They're enthusiastic. They're talking about they finna kill trading. They finna do this and they finna do that, and then you don't see them here anymore. Drop a 3 in the chat box if you seen somebody start and then stop. You saw somebody who was consistent at stopping. Drop a 3 in the chat box if you've seen that, right? And so the thing is, it's unfortunate because I see people, I can see how somebody's entire future would change if they literally just said what they did, if they kept that enthusiasm, if they kept that focus, if they kept that energy until until whatever it is that they were going after showed up. I was talking about my best friend Liz. She does microblading. She teaches microblading. She has esthetician that's about to be under her belt, and 2 other skills that she's adding as she's stretching herself in her business. And I remember she started her business in her house. She just remodeled the downstairs. She had 1 studio chair, a nice little painted wall, and that was it. Okay. Then after that, she started getting so much clientele, guys, that she had to go get an office space. And then after that, I was like, man, this girl has been consistent, and she's been showing up and showing out every single day. She started 2017. Then all of a sudden, you see her, she has to get a bigger space. She has to start hiring other people to help the business, because now, because of her consistency, her dedication, and her commitment, the business begins to stretch. People are starting to watch. People start to believe that they can now accomplish things through somebody else's what? Ability to say yes every single day. How many people on the call have the ability to say yes every single day? If that's why in the chat box, you're starting to realize you have the ability to say yes despite the challenges, the people that say things about you, despite the challenges and the turmoil. You still have the ability to say yes to your success every single day. Drop a Y in the chat box if you're realizing that's you. If you're realizing that, you know what, man, I'm growing, I'm stretching myself, I'm being able to create this resilience. I'm able to fight through the fight, you know, and not to succumb to the world. God, Muhammad Ali, I never really saw. I always saw how people kept saying he would talk so much, pop off at the lip. But his level of desire is the same level of desire that we need to conquer. The guy just knew he would never lose. Even when he actually lost only 2 times. And he lost 3 times after he retired because he decided to go back and fight 3 more times after he retired. But guess what? His ability to have zero doubt, to just talk smack and back it up. See, how many of y'all can go out there and make public declaration and say, I'm sorry, it's my other phone. How many of y'all can make public declaration? And I'm not saying talk smack as in being negative. Let's change it to a positive. How many of y'all can go out there and talk affirmations? Go out there and talk, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I know it's done, and decree and declare and know that it's done. Can you do that? Or can you just speak out of emotional excitement versus desire and capability and consistency? Some people get excited. Oh my God, I'm about to do this. I'm about to do that. I'm about to retire my job. I'm about to make all this money. Da 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 da. And they're speaking out of excitement versus what? The work, the consistency, the discipline. I speak out of knowing the process. Do you speak out of emotions or process? If you realize you speak out of emotions, drop an E in the chat box. And it's not a bad thing, guys. We just want to bring that to the front of your mind to make you realize the difference between you speaking out of emotions versus you speaking out of process. If you speak out of process, drop a P. If you speak out of emotions, drop an E. If you speak out of process, knowing what it's going to take, understanding what you're getting yourself into, understanding the time that's required, and realizing that honestly, time doesn't play a role, because if you really want something that bad, you're going to stay committed until it shows up. So when you speak out of emotions, it has nothing to do with you understanding the process. It has nothing to do with you knowing what type of work you got to put in. You're just excited for the moment. It's kind of like a birthday. You're just excited, you're amped. It's all emotions. But when you know when God has already declared and manifested what it is that you desire, then you do what? You stay committed. You enjoy the process. You know, I was thinking, I said, you know what, if I was to take if we were all to meet up and to take a group photo, I wonder, you might want to, what you say, V?
You said drop an E. I was emotional. Like 1, 2.
For the first 2 months. Now 3, that's amazing. Good. And that's good that you see that. See, guys, that's what it's about. She's able to have this reflection like, oh man, that used to be me. I did speak out of emotions. I did speak out of excitement. I did speak, oftentimes people speak prematurely. I always tell people, just because you have a good idea and a good opportunity does not mean you will win, because the law is, what's the law, y'all? You become what you think about. The law is you become what you think about. So just because you're excited about something doesn't mean you're thinking about it and you're planning the process. The success formula says, write the goal down, write the date, know the obstacles, know who you're working with, know what's in it for you, and work the plan, right? Work the plan. So can you work the plan like Muhammad Ali? Can you plan? Can you prepare? Can you go through the fight? Can you mentally tell yourself, I am unstoppable? The only person that controls my destiny is God. But these people on here on earth, they cannot control me. They cannot keep me back. They can't keep me locked down. They took the man's boxing license away for 4 years or 3 years because he wouldn't go into the military. They were trying so bad to get him out of the spotlight because his this ability to go after what he wanted, his ability to stand up for something. And after what? The 3 years, he got back into the ring. Okay, well, listen, this is not going to stop me from doing what it is that I want to do. It may delay the process, but honestly, this is necessary because I'm still going to stand up for the fact you're not going to make me do something I don't want to do. He said, I'm not going to go fight for a country who had my people chained up. What I'm fighting for? I'm still fighting for freedom today, right? So you got to understand, what are you fighting for? So you may not have the physical chains on you, right? You may not have the physical chains on you, but you felt like you were chained somewhere, right? Some of y'all, you don't have your, I'm sorry, you may have the physical chains on you, But guess what? You felt like you were locked down. You felt like you couldn't breathe. You felt depressed. You felt shackled. You felt like you couldn't achieve what it is that you desire, because there was this invisible chain holding you down. There was this chain. And guess what the chain is? Get somebody dropping the chat and tell a guess who can think what the chain is. Holding you back, keeping you down. What's the biggest chain that people deal with on a day-to-day basis? Who can take a guess? Who we got? Holding us back, keeping us down. The biggest ourselves, because remember, we become. See, now there is a way that society and different places and environments that people have been trained to think a certain way, right? People have been trained to think a certain way. So because they have not been physically trained, just like when you break a horse, humans are broken to follow a certain system. And once they succumb to system, they no longer believe that they can go to the well and get water on their own. They no longer believe that they can tear the strap of a horse rein, right? Y'all ever seen horses tied or elephant tied down? And they have the power to yank it, but they don't even know, because what? They have been tamed to believe they can't. So if you tame one's ability to think, now you can control where they're going to do the decisions that they make. But guess what? Someone who realizes they no longer want to be tamed and chained, they realize it's been on. Why has it been you? Because you have allowed somebody to dictate the way that you think. You gave them permission. So now that person has permission to show you how you should live, where you should go, the jobs you should take, the debt, the credit, the way that you think. So now you no longer have control. You no longer have the key, right? You're tied to this tree stump, just like that elephant. But when you start having this awakening, when you start having this level of just being dissatisfied, something is going to triggering you, something is going to shake inside of you. Especially if you have a spiritual relationship, things are going to shake up inside of you, and you're going to start having this awakening. Like, wait a minute, I'm strong. I'm bigger than this. I reign over this. If God made me in His image, that means I have the ability to control and break away from these things that were not originally according to my DNA, according to my plan. So guess what? That person now realizes they are in control. They are in control. And the only thing that can stop them is them. Doubts, fears, and all those things, that comes within you. The major big part, guys, is you. So if we were taking a group, so back to the picture I saw back in 2017, out of 15 people in that photo, only 4 of us remain. Guess what? All 4 of us no longer work a job. All 4 of us have financial freedom because we were consistent. Our faith and desire kept us going, because we understood if we can do the same task over and over and over again, if we can show up and be in the next photo and be in the next photo and be in the next photo, if we continuously get on the calls, if we continuously hang around the right people, if we continuously rub elbows with these millionaires who are pouring into us every single week, if we continue, there's going to be a return on this investment. Because if I was to show up and do the same exact activity to my job and be consistent and show up and go to the photos and be in the next photo, guess what? There is no return. I'm accumulating debt. What's debt? I'm accumulating. It's just a liability. My time is going away. I don't get to see my life. I don't get to see my children. I don't get to breathe. I just get to hoard all these emotions, right? How many of y'all going to be in the next photo and be in the next photo and be in the next photo? See, oftentimes people don't realize, once you learn how to trade, once you become a chairman, whatever it is that you desire, what's the next phase in your life? I was telling my best friend today, I said, you know what? I can literally stop and drop every single thing that I'm doing because I did what I wanted to do. I learned the skill. I am literally never have to work a job for the rest of my life. I am so grateful for that. But guess what? It's bigger than me. I have an assignment. The assignment is to help people create generational wealth. See, I had to first go through the process so I can create the process so people can understand what the return is when you go through the process. See, I had to become the proof first. So now that I'm going to continue to show up to the next photo, the proof starts to reveal itself. So as you show up to the next photo, and because of your consistency, because of your resilience, because of your mental toughness, because of your dedication and your spiritual development, people can start to receive your proof. Your revelation can start to birth through your photos. Your revelation can start birthing through your stories and the things that you're doing. It doesn't have to be monetary, guys. Vestavia just said, listen, I used to be an emotional, enthusiastic person making decisions and being inconsistent off of it, because thought I was going to be consistent, but because I made an emotional decision and not an intentional process decision, I didn't stay consistent. But guess what? I realized the first 2 months that I was just this little happy-go-lucky person. But then I realized I could be that happy-go-lucky person and start becoming intentional about the process. See, V, you should be able to be a testimony, because your seeds, you couldn't see your seeds manifest yet, right? But your seeds have been manifesting in the past 3 weeks. Because of what? Being trust, faith, and discipline that you have. We want to be able to pass on that level of discipline that Aaron has, that level of consistency. So when I met Aaron last summer, guys, me and Aaron didn't know what we were doing. I was starting to learn and grasp material, but I had not applied it yet. And then this young man, he called me and said, B, I want to take this thing seriously. Guess what? Aaron started learning. He started growing. He started being stretched because he was consistent. He started being able to be in the front of the room. It's nothing for him to be in the front of the room now. He's just up there now, right? I remember before he said, B, I don't know if I can do this. I said, watch what you say to yourself. We said it on my call last week or 2 weeks ago. Watch what you say to yourself. I am so proud of myself. So are you going to possess the fight that Muhammad Ali possessed? Are you going to be able to be untouchable? He always called himself, can't nobody touch this pretty face, because people could never touch him. He was always prepared. He worked his butt off to make sure he wanted to be an immortal boxer. Basically, nobody would ever forget him that he was in the ring, right? Then he could talk a lot of smack, but his smack, he could back up his smack. See, I just call what he did public declaration. See, can you publicly declare and back it up? Drew, can you publicly say I'm gonna be with P1000 and back it up? Right? Bree, can you publicly say I'm a top trader and back it up? How do you back it up? You get on every call. You follow the 21 days of growth over and over and over and over again. I didn't have a chance to respond to Mizzy today, but I saw that she said something about, restarting the 21 days of growth. Well, I was just going to screenshot the last slide on the 21 days of growth. Does anybody know what the last slide says on the 21 days of growth? Let's see who actually went through the process. Does anybody know what the last slide on the 21 days of growth says? Who we got? Let me know when y'all give up. That's it. Restart. Go over it again and again and again for 18 months minimum. So that was already a given. Yeah, you're supposed to start it over. Are you going to publicly declare what it is that you want to do? Yes, we want to retire our jobs. Yes, we want to do all that stuff. God, I'm gonna tell you, once you do it, I want you to think beyond that right now. I want you to understand. I want you to see what you're doing. What does your day-to-day life look like once you tell your boss, I'm good. Once you give your boss a going away party for yourself, right? Say, boss, look, on April 20th, I think we should throw a party. He's gonna be like, what party? It's my going away party, right? But what does your life look like after that? Who are you helping? What are you doing to keep yourself working, to keep yourself busy? Trading is easy. Y'all see how easy it is to trade. You're going to get fat trying to trade and sit at home all day. Go do something. Go live your life. Go bless other people. Go teach other people financial freedom. But can you publicly declare that it's done? There's your show that, right? So continue to cast your desire. And remember, are you going to to be in the picture next month and a month after that. For the long-term IML lifers, how long are you going to be in the picture, right? Guys, we took that picture in August of 2017. It was 15 people. And you know what the sad part about it is? It's not the people weren't in the photo no more and are not here taking pictures no more because they know how to trade. They're not here anymore because they were no longer consistent. You have the option. I'm no longer in the photos because I finally know how to trade and I'm good. Check the deuces. Or you no longer in the photo because you got lazy, because you got distracted, because you thought it was hard. Ain't nothing hard. What's hard is suppressing your feelings when you go to work every day. What's hard is being cursed out or being in a place of being overworked, underpaid. And that's not every single job, but I talk to most people every single day. When I'm prospecting, I hear all I hear is that. So the majority of people are dealing with situations or in circumstances and becoming a host of all this pain and all this annoyance and all this stuff. And so they can't even move forward and really take this skill set seriously because they're already becoming clouded. They're already discouraged. They're already beat down. They're already shackled. They're already chained. So when you're trying to pour in, throw this book at their head and say, listen, this is the key. The book is the key. Guess what? It ain't no different from years ago when they didn't know how to read. The difference now is that they have the opportunity to use something that they never had before, and they won't use it to set themselves free. Something so simple. Repeating your process, repeating the 21 days of growth, plugging into the calls on a weekly basis. On a weekly basis. And I'll be transparent with y'all as well. Some people give up because they can't afford their overhead, right? Some people give up simply because they cannot afford their tuition, $160 a month. Some people come in here taking advantage of the fact that, oh, we got signals, no. If you want this bad enough, you got to pay the price. I didn't have the money to pay the price, right? Make sure your tuition is paid. That's another thing. The book is thrown at your head, which is the 21 days of growth, which is a company, which is the mentorship, which is all that. We're giving the value, but people can't even be consistent when we already give them the blueprint. Then on top of that, it's a problem to pay a tuition. Now I get it. We all have financial situations. That's totally fine. But I'm a solution person. I don't dwell on the problem. I don't dwell on the circumstances. I don't dwell on what's wrong. What I dwell on is how am I going to get it? What you focus on expands. Right? What you focus on expands. If you focus on a solution, sometimes God will place a solution in front of you. If Drew or some of you Toria share her testimony about her being able to make it to Houston, God will place you in a blessed situation. When you say, God, I trust you, I know physical and what I see with eyes may not tell me that I'm going to be able to take this process and run with it, but I know and I declare because I desire it so, you give me the desires of my heart. I know there are doors that I cannot see. I know there are things that, guys, I had something happen to me last week, and I wish I could tell y'all what it was. Just know I got a payment. Somebody gave me some money, and the payment was double. And I was like, why they give me double? Why they give me twice the amount of money? Twice the amount of money. I didn't question. I said, well, God must be sending me some extra blessings. Because what am I doing? Being consistent, I'm desiring, being faithful, I'm planting seeds when there are no returns. So what does your photo look like? Are you going to be in the 2019 class, or 2017? I was in the 2017 class. I was in the 2018 class, freshman, sophomore. I'm in my junior year, right? Are you going to be in the yearbook? Are you going to graduate through your success? Because success never ends. Are you going to continue to graduate to new levels? Are you going to be in the class photo? No. Are you going to be in the class photo? Right? You got to be consistent. And you got to stay to the 21 growth. The 21 day growth completely changed my life. Reading 10 pages a day. I beat myself up this year because I have not been as consistent in reading my 10 pages. because I've been so overwhelmed with so many different things. But that's not an excuse. There is no excuse. I might read it straight from 6 days in a row, like this weekend. Did a call Sunday, drove to Florida, did not read my 10 pages Monday or today. Because I let a different view change my ritual? No. That's my fault. So you have to be consistent. Those 10 pages will beat into your skull and how you think. How many people have thinking has changed from reading just simply 10 pages a day? If you know your thinking has changed just from simply reading 10 pages a day, drop some ones in the chat box. If you can feel it, I mean, you just know, like, man, I used to think, oh man, I like, well, old me used to do like this, right? Because you will work, you consistent. Now, how many people like me, fell off the game a little bit? Let's be honest, let's be transparent. Drop a 2 in the chat box. If you don't fell off your game a little bit, let me drop a 2 in the chat box for myself, right? You went from 7 days a week to 4. I guess I'm on the 1, right? Oh. So what we got to do tomorrow, the next minute is a new minute. It's a minute we've never experienced before. Tomorrow is a new sunset that we've never seen before. What happens? People get so settled into their ways that every single new day, every single new blessing, people think it's the same blessing. Woo! People think they can't even appreciate a new sunset and a new sunrise because they think it's the same sunrise, the same hour, the same breath. But guess what? We realize that that's a new moment that we've never lived before, right? So guess what we can do? We can say, you know what, tomorrow or tonight, let me go ahead and read 10 pages. Let me start at 11 o'clock tonight. Let me start at 6 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. And let me go back to my 10 pages every single day. Let me not have an excuse. Let me not get distracted. Let me make it the law of the ritual, because I know when I was reading those 10 pages, I was growing, I was shifting. My mind was becoming stronger. I could tolerate pain a little bit more. I could cry moving. I could lose a loved one and keep moving. I could pour it to somebody else while I'm still going through and keep moving. I can protect my ears. I can become more aware of what's going on around me. I can start seeing and hearing things that I don't want to be around, that I don't want to listen to. Oh, I might have slipped up. I slipped up. It's okay to slip up, guys. What do? We start to recognize there's a new moment that we've never had, and we start with that new moment. We restart in that new moment. We restart in that new moment. Don't reflect on yesterday. Don't reflect on what was. Guess what? If you continue to, reflect to learn, but don't stay stuck in the past. Don't hoard, don't have bitterness, don't have unforgiveness, don't have resentment from anything that happened before 9:30 Eastern time. Because what's going to happen is, as you continue to look back, as I continue to look in this rearview mirror, that's my past. That's people that have pissed me off. Those are challenges and obstacles that I've been through that I keep beating myself about. Oh, I woulda, coulda, shoulda, right? As long as I continue to look in the review and live in the review, I cannot take full I can't take this full moment seriously. I'm going to miss something. See, what's going to happen is I'm looking in this review mirror, and God is going to be opening doors in front of me, but I can't see them because I'm too busy looking in the past. I'm too busy hoarding feelings. I'm too busy hating people. I'm too busy mad at this person. So when God is trying to say, listen, I've already opened and decreed and declared new opportunities and new doors, I keep missing it because the only place I'm living in was yesterday. And guess what? Yesterday is not even a real place anymore. It's only a memory in your mind. It's just a memory. The future and the past it's just imagination. Memory and imagination. Memory from the past, imagination for the future. The only thing that's real is this present moment. This present moment is the only thing that's real. So you can't live in the future or even in the present because you keep living in a memory. And then when the prospect comes, who can change your organization, Aaron? When the prospect comes, they can change your organization, Drew. When the trade comes, they can take your account to the next state comes and breathe. You can't see what busy looking at you. You You're too busy looking at people who are consistently doing the work instead of putting consistency into the work so people can start looking at you. Come on, B. Right? Stop looking at other people's work. Stop looking at people going chairman. Stop blaming the back office. Stop blaming the Wells Fargo. Stop blaming all these other things and start taking responsibility for the fact that you're distracted. See, if you're not looking at the river, you're looking left and right. You need to have the blinders on like the horses. Right? You can't take your training to the next level because you ain't paying your tuition. So you can log into the back office and go through the academy. Because you won't do the overtime, so you won't Uber. You don't get on the training calls. You're not asking questions. Right? What do? You're too busy watching and being a spectator, hoping, wishing, and praying that success comes to your door. So while you're looking left and right and then in the review, success is right here in front of you, but you can't see it because you're focused on the wrong thing. So when you made that public declaration, when you were talking smack like Muhammad Ali, you in the wrong places instead of straight ahead. God is giving you a path only. You have one path. Stop watching everybody else's path. If you're not learning from it and celebrating it, stop looking at it. Stop looking at it. Be consistent. Can we celebrate you in that photo? What you gonna have in your hand? Are you gonna have a certificate waving P1000, P2000? Right? Are you gonna be able to throw that celebratory party at your job about your going away? Well, that day will come when you learn to keep the blinders on and back up your public declaration with the work. Everything is internal. If you're not reading the 10 pages a day, there are going to be times in your life when the challenges, I know somebody right now that's going through something, but they can't show up because they're allowing life. They can't even show up to the team calls because they're allowing life to suck them in a hole that they possibly won't be able to get out of if they would just stay close to the campfire. See, there has to be a light somewhere beaming in. How many of y'all been through the darkness before? Put a D in the chat box if you ever seen yourself in some darkness, in some dark moments, right? Sometimes you've dealt with those dark moments alone. There are dark moments that have been unspoken of. There are dark moments that you had to deal with alone. You cried at night. You wanted to tell somebody, but you didn't want nobody to hear your pain. You didn't want nobody to hear your story. You maybe didn't even want nobody to even feel sorry for you. You've had those dark moments. And in those dark moments, you felt like you was in a room, complete, no windows, no light bulbs. It was just completely black. And you felt like you had a black hole inside your chest. But guess what? When you showed up to a team call, no matter what kind of call it was, a little bit of beam of light was able to come through a crack in a wall. A little bit of a beam of light was able to come through the crack of a wall. And what happens? Well, some little animal or something started gnawing through that hole in the wall. And they started making it crumble and started making that light shine brighter. And every single time you show up to the call, every single time you surround yourself around the love and inspiration and the encouragement and the positivity that we pour every single day, whether it's through the team chat and whether it's through a phone call or just a weekly call, that light began to beam stronger and stronger. Somebody came into your life and spoken to you. Somebody came and gave you a hug. Somebody came and said, I love you. Somebody came and just be a listening ear. God showed up and showed out. He placed the right person in front of you. You heard the right word. You heard the right song. You read the right chapter. You had the right memory. You had the right reflection to pull you out of the darkness and into the light. And so the light begins to be stronger and stronger and brighter and brighter in that room, in that darkness, and in that cloud that you no longer can see the darkness. See, this is what happens. See, you still sitting in a dark room. The room is still dark, technically speaking, but what happens is the light begins to manifest and shine so bright, you no longer can see the darkness because you stayed close. You stayed close. You spoke up. You allowed God to fill your heart and bring you through. You knew you possessed this power. You knew you possessed this power. And so now we get to see you rise to the occasion. We get to continue to double tap on your stories. We get to continue to respond to your stories because we see that this partner is in darkness. There's people who are in darkness right now on this call, but guess what? They're here tonight. So don't you give up on your success. Don't you give up on your dreams. Don't you give up on your freedom. Don't you give up on your why, your children. Don't forget to make your parents proud. Do better than them. See, they may not have the strength that you possess, because their ability to break out of the box can never happen. But guess what? You can set the tone. You can create a new path for your entire last name. Most of the time, our parents' generation have fear embedded in them, whether they want to accept it or not. They have a systematic way of thinking. They sit on their hands. But guess what? We choose not to do that. We choose to see these invisible chains. These invisible chains are not going to hold us back. I decree and declare today who I am, whose I am, and where I'm going to go. Whether I'm in a dark room or not, I know that light is always going to shine through. I'm going to put up the fight like Muhammad Ali. I'm going to be on the next photo of 2019 and 2020 and 2021. And if I graduate out of the class from this photo, it's because I was successful, not because I quit and I gave up and I became lazy. You better graduate with your degree. If you leave this photo, graduate with your degree. Do not be in this photo and then we just see you start vanishing like a fart in the wind. Yeah, I had to get silly real quick, right? We have to continue to be consistent. And when there's darkness in your life, please stay close to the family. Whether it's your family, if your family is light, we are your family. Some of us are still living in a household that's filled. Some of us have family that is darkness. Just like Missy, move out, get out. You only have this month. You have 9:39 Eastern Standard Time. Stop bringing in the past into 9:40 p.m. Eastern Time. You have the ability to choose what it is that you want. So I pray that you find the strength, the discipline to hang in there, to not blame anything on the outside, to just disregard external forces, and to know that if you allow God to fill you up to these things, because it sounds good. Just like you guys are studying how to trade, study how to be mentally tough. Study how to have a closer relationship with God for the believers on the line, whatever it is that you believe in. Study how to have more patience. Study how to be consistent. That's all it takes. That's really all it is. If you can be disciplined and consistency, you'll achieve every single thing that you want. Consistency is nothing but patience. Inadvertently, consistently doing the same thing, patiently, right? Being patient to do it, right? Being patient to make sure that it happens. Be in the class photo, guys, with your graduation certificate. Just don't vanish. When you're going through, show up, ask questions, get out of your comfort zone. Somebody in this group, somebody in this family will be a listening ear. Confide in someone, build a relationship with everybody on the team. I am a lifer, God willing, until he gives me another path. Build relationships with those around you. If you have darkness around you, start protecting what you're listening to, the people that are talking to you. It may be in your own household and your friendships. Be aware, because sometimes you are the light. A lot of times you're the light, but guess what happened? Your light shines so bright that you're allowing darkness to start coming now. Oh, here we go. Let's reverse that. See, sometimes you are the light, but then you start allowing all this darkness to start speaking into you, and it's not that you're trying to, just let everybody just talk your head off, but oftentimes you want to be the shoulder that people can lean on. But you also have to be mindful. People have to take responsibility for who they are and where they are. See, if you're going to be a light into somebody, create a solution. Sit down with them and actually show them the way out of their darkness. Give them some advice. Don't listen to darkness and don't give them light. Listen to me. A lot of people are the lights for people around them. And there's going to be darkness to come into your life, whether it's through your ear gates and your eye gates. But if you're going to observe the darkness, at least speak light into their lives. Okay, did that make sense to you guys? If they make sense, drop some ones in the chat box. Because what you don't want to do is allow so much of this dark. You start allowing this. It's almost like an IV transfusion. It's just a mental transfusion. You gotta watch what people say to you, and you gotta watch how your friends act around you as well. See, oftentimes we approve the wrong behavior because we don't say anything. Wow. Sometimes we approve bad behavior because we don't say anything. And so as you're allowing people, giving people permission to say these things, whether it's negative or they're being opinionated or being judgmental, telling you you're not going to be what you want to be, talking you down, right? Y'all ever been around people that's just so negative? It's like, golly, when does the switch go off? Guess what? That person has so much darkness in them, they no longer see it. They don't even know they're in a dark place anymore because it has become a common area. It has become home for them. But your brightness has to shine so bright that it corrects them. Like, wait a minute. I wish I felt like that person. I wish I was happy like that person. Guys, y'all ever had somebody that was mad that you happy all the time? I've had that happen to me on several occasions. They are pissed off that I'm happy all the time. Why you smile so much? I'm like, wow, I ain't never heard that before. Why you smiling so hard? You must be having a good day. Right? Let your light shine so bright that people get jealous that they don't have that peace. Right, Crease? Right? But all you got to do is do what? Push that love on them. Just keep pushing love on them. See, y'all got to learn to kill people with love. Y'all got to learn how to silence people with love. Y'all got to learn how to silence people with peace. Because it shows them, dang, sometimes it checks them indirectly. And then sometimes it lets them see, like, man, I got to check myself because I shouldn't be like that. I shouldn't feel like that. I shouldn't have talked to that person like that. I had my cousin one time. He was calling me. He was on Facebook talking about my other cousin about him being a UFC fighter. And I was just, I just congratulated him. And long story short, guys, my cousin was like going off on my page. I was like, why is he upset? I was confused because it had nothing to do with him. But he found himself just being so totally committed to the cause, even though it had nothing to do with him that he was fighting. I said, man, you ever had people like who know? That's about like y'all ever seen something how you got Steph Curry and let's say with no ties to these people. You pissed off at me because I don't like Steph Curry? You need to calm down 12 notches. See, that's how the situation was. But guess what I did? I said, well, listen, I hear your opinion, and but I still don't like this person. As if it was simple as that. See, people can't even take a simple. Sometimes people can't even just disagree. Oh, I don't know what just happened. I guess I got kicked out. But yes, you have to be dedicated to your own cause. Silence the noise. The point of me sharing my cousin was he had darkness going on in him at that moment. But I had to love him so much to talk respectfully, to talk calmly, that my light would beam through for him to realize, oh my God, I was really tripping. So continue to be the light, continue to publicly declare what it is that you want. Every single person on this line, no matter what you face on a day-to-day basis, never feel shackled, never feel chained to any job, to any relationship, to any debt, to anything. Never feel shackled or chained. Become a person who is a master of solutions. If you can do that, tie it into consistency, faith, and desire, you can achieve whatever it is that you want. Unfortunately, we live in a world that has manufactured thinking that allows people to follow these systems and sit on their hands. So I declare and decree today that you break those chains off of you, those mental chains that make you feel that you won't be anybody, the chains that may be in your personal home. Or I remember I used to work for an employer who was very verbally abusive. Separate yourself, find a way out, but focus on the solution. Because if you're not creating the plan, there won't be a result. It's simple. What's the job? What's the goal? What's the deadline? What work is required? Never underestimate how much work and time is required. A lot of people hear my story, so I'm gonna retire my job 2 and 6 months. But did you really hear my story? Do you really want to let me sit down and stay the night with you for a whole month and show you what it is that I really did? Will you really want to be able to do that type of commitment for 6 months? Do you really want to not sleep at all? You want to sleep 4 hours a night? Do you want to do that? Right? No, you don't. Right? You do what's suitable for you, and don't make these goals so huge that they're not attainable. See, every single goal is attainable, but what you have to do is break them down into small entities. See, if you want to be let's say you want to make your account. Let's just say you want to make $1,000 a week. Let's start there. Well, we know that's the main first goal. That's the benchmark goal. Well, let's break it down. How about you master making $10 a day first? And if you know you can do 10, then all you got to do is change the lot size according to your account balance. Then you can make $50 a day, right? Then you can make what, $100 a day. So you got to practice the results that build to the bigger vision. Is people make these huge, gigantic goals, and the reason they quit is because the goal requires so much work, it becomes overwhelming. But if you say from January to March, I'm only going to focus on making, $50 to $100 a day. Hey, let's bring it down for a super new trader. 10 to 20, 20 10 to $30 a day. Boom. Right? $50 a week. Let's do that. Right? Then from April to June, you say I'm gonna do $100 a week or something like that. You build the goal up so you can develop the consistency. See, it's never the number. It's about the actions. Okay? It's about the actions. All right. So you guys, it's your season. It's your time. Be in the next class photo. For those of you hopped on later, I said in 2017, I came across a photo today where I saw 15 people that started with me. And out of those 15 people, only 4 remain. And those 4 people are Chad Thompson, Rei Jones, George McCoy, and Brittany Burrell. And guess what? Success started revealing. Success started to birth. Now everybody's free. Everybody's living their best life. And I said, the reason those people, the 15 that were not in the photo, was not because they graduated from learning the skill of trading or graduated because they became a chairman or something. It's because simply after 30 days, they decided that being consistent is not something they wanted to do. Or they decided that $160 a month was not worth financial freedom. They weren't willing to pay the price. So if I see that you're not in the next class photo, I want to make sure that we know you graduated. See, Latoya can graduate today. She knows how to trade. She doesn't have to do this anymore. She doesn't have to be in the next photo. I don't have to be in the next photo. But are you going to be in the next photo because you're enjoying the process and you know what's required of you, and you have declared, and you're going to knock out every single challenge, and no matter the dark rooms that you come across, you're going to allow that light to beam through, because you're going to stay close to us. You're going to read the 10 pages a day. You're going to have the fight. You're going to put up the fight. You're going to separate yourself from wrong environments, right? And you're going to get this money. You're going to get this financial freedom. You're going to bless other people because they're going to see your proof through your consistency. So thank you guys for your time tonight. I literally just drove into my driveway to do the call from Florida. Thank you all so much for your patience. This week is going to be an amazing week. I am sitting still. I'm not doing nothing else. It's just, I'm completely committed to you guys. So it's super go time. I'm super excited. I'm fired up. first and foremost, if you got some value tonight, drop some emojis in the chat box, please, 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 whatever it is that you want. If you didn't get no value, put the thumbs down. Give me some real, true feedback, right? But if you got some value, drop some emojis in the chat box. Remember, stay close. You'll win. You'll win if you stay close. But if you try to do this alone and you separate yourself, you're going to find yourself in a dark corner, and we don't want you to do that. We can only pour in light if you allow us to be the light. Okay? We got what? Dallas coming up September 13th. I'm about to really take this thing to the next level. I got my little quick vacay in. Guess what? It's go time. If y'all not in Dallas, don't come and talk to me. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding, y'all. Dallas, September 13th. Okay? September 13th. We also have an impromptu event that's coming in July with with Bryce and David and Manite, and a couple of guys are doing a extensive training in July in Atlanta as well. So I'm just waiting on the dates for that, if people can make it kind of midway towards the event. But Dallas, for the next 110 days, generational wealth. Every single person is about to rank up. Every single person is really about to learn more about. We already have a lot of you guys already being pretty much successful in trading, so that's been super exciting. Get your Bitcoin wallets up. Just a lot of value is about to take off. All right, so this is chapter number 2. All right, if y'all ready for chapter number 2, drop some twos in the chat box. It's about to get lit. All right. V, clearly I was in Florida, so I'll be coming to see you soon. Let's do some events, guys. Let's do some events. The flyers that we were working on, the flyers actually done. I just need her to finish the animation. Okay, that's the only thing that we're waiting on. Okay, the flyer won't really make sense unless the animation is done. Okay. Outside of that, if you have any questions, concerns, testimonies, ideas, and feedback about anything, please, 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 please drop it in the team chat. All right, let's grow together. Let's help other people. Let's change lives. And I need y'all to remember, if somebody didn't tell me about this company, if Chad, when they called me for 3 weeks, I wouldn't know you guys. Okay? Vestavia, Tara, if I didn't call Tara, you wouldn't know. All right? And etc. So let's continue to plant seeds, and let's help our people win in this skill internally and financially. All right? September 13th, Dallas, 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 Dallas. Get your flights right now. The convention ticket and the room and board, we can do that within the next 30 days. But your flight is priority. Okay? Go sell some pies. Go sell some, I'm just kidding. Don't do the other stuff I'm about to say. Do what you got to do to make sure you get your flight. All right? That's all we have for tonight. Today is Tuesday. Hopefully we get some setups coming in this week. For the 40/40 Club, I'm be looking all night and in the morning since I can sit still now. And something else. Oh, tomorrow night we have our P1000 and above call. So for those of you who want to share this education and earn residual income, right? P1000 call 9:30 p.m. tomorrow. And in Atlanta, me and Riyadh are doing a huge event. Over 200 people are going to be in attendance. We're going to be pouring into guests. I'm going to actually be doing the presentation. All right, I'm going to be doing the first half. He's going to do the second half. And then we're trying to create a weekly culture, okay? All right, and then we'll continuously do the weekly meetups for generational wealth with the trainers and stuff like that. All right, last but not least, somebody brought to my attention about something on the website. What did I fix? Oh, I forgot. The 6-figure trader. I forgot. I just fixed something on the website. It wasn't password related. Anyway, I can't remember, but if I remember, I'll let you guys know. So outside of that, no, it wasn't a password. That's something else. That's what I need to let y'all know this too. If anybody, there's 2 things. The instinct technique is actually the access on the instinct technique, the 6-figure trader. You actually have to go through me now, because what I started to realize is how people are trying to take a backdoor to learning how to trade. So what we got to do is, if you want to have access to the instinct technique, my personal training, you have to show me that you're an active student. Sorry. You have to show me that you're an active student. I did not want to end the call on that note, but Drew just brought to my attention with the password. So if you are not active, you will not get access to that. I'm going to be changing that password every single week. All right. Otherwise, you need to stick to IML Academy. If you can't, you ain't gonna be able to get in that as well if you're not active. So you can plug into the team trainings, but until you get your account updated, guys, I have to really buckle down on that. All right, that's just because some things that are going on that I see, and the people that have been, a lot of people have been hitting me up and trying to learn the technique and have not actually gone through the 21 days of growth. They have not even gone through IML Academy. Okay, so that's just something I have to do to protect that until I get a patent. Okay, but outside of that, just keep plugging into the team calls. Hit me up if you want to have access to the training. Outside of that, we got our weekly calls, IML Academy, and I'll see y'all tomorrow night at 9:30. And then we got Dallas. I love you guys. Have an amazing night. Y'all get some rest. Take care.